Hello, hello, guys. Uh-huh. Okay, I hope everyone can hear me. Hope everyone can hear me. Today's topic was all about drugs and substance abuse among different age groups back in the society, and the main uh, the main reason why I chose this topic is that many of our youths engage in most cases with drugs and substance abuse, which in later life they end up getting their life ruined, as well as those who also working. There are those who can't live without using drugs. There are also those who abuse drugs, but they are not aware whether they are abusing drugs. So that's why I chose this topic today, so that we can discuss, talk, and shed light on the same. I think by the end of this video, this live event, uh, any participant will not go with the same knowledge they had concerning drug and substance abuse. So let me go straight to the topic and start by introducing our topic today. So before we start, I think it's good if we can look at the facts which we should know about drugs use disorder, because drug and substance abuse, they end up resulting to disorders. So first, let's learn about drug abuse, drug disorders, and then. But before we get to that, I think it will be good if we can start with introducing what drug and substance abuse is. So I think I'll start with what is substance abuse. Substance abuse isn't something you should take lightly. It occurs when you use alcohol, prescriptive medicine, and other legal and illegal substances too much, all in the wrong way. So it doesn't mean necessarily that drug abuse is the use of alcohol, tobacco, and the likes of such. No, you can be using medicine from the chemistry, from a given doctor, but you're using them in the wrong way. That's a substance. That's a drug abuse. That's a substance abuse. Substance abuse differs from addiction. Many people with substance abuse problems are able to quit. All can change their unhealthy behavior. Addiction, on the other hand, is a disease. It means you can't stop using even when your condition causes you harm. For example, I give an example with alcohol. You can see that someone is very drunk. They end up even they sleep in a caravan, or even in the roadside. So with this, it causes them harm, but then at the end of the day, they can't stop using alcohol. So that's what we call That's what we call addiction. Commonly abused drugs, both legal and illegal drugs, are chemical that can change how your body and mind works. They can give you a pleasurable, that's high, ease your stress, or help you avoid problems in your life. So that's drugs. No drug which you can say they are okay. They are those commonly and local drugs which are commonly abused by many youths and many individuals. But at another hand is that all drugs and substances can be abused and can become addictive to someone. It all depends with who is being involved to that. So I think we can start looking at different drugs and substances which can be abused. Then from there we'll go directly. The main reason why I choose this topic, this is because last time we looked at depression, and depression, when one is in depression, many can decide to choose to go on drugs and such. You'll also find that drugs and substance use, they are mode of creating mental health or mental problem. So that's why I chose the topic, because in one way or the other, it is interrelated to the topic which we talked before. And I think it will be good if we can shed light to the same. Don't just sit and say that I think I failed my exam as a student. I need to go to a pub and take 3 glasses of cake, take this and this. No, I think my family is undergoing a lot of pressure, a lot of things, or a lot of hell. What I can do is to go and take bath and all that. That's what we want to see. And we shed light what are the some of the symptoms and some of the bad parts of these drugs. Simply because they can easily be accessed, it doesn't mean that they are good at all. If you say that once you take alcohol you get high, once you take bang you get high, what is the problem? What is the bigger problem you're causing to your body for tomorrow? So I think we can start looking at number one, alcohol. It's a very common drug. Alcohol affects everyone differently. But if you drink too much and too often, your chances of an injury or accident goes up. That's why even the alcohol itself is written, don't drink and drive. Don't drink and override machinery also. So, do you think that it could be good if at all this thing can affect your brain, can affect your body to be in a position that you are unable to work? Uh, Heavy drinking also can cause liver and other health problems or lead to a more serious alcohol disorders. If you're a man and you drink more than 4 drinks on any day, or more than 14 in a week, you're drinking too much. As for women, heavy drinking means more than 3 drinks in a day or more than 7 drinks a week. So if we look at this, is that one drink is equals to, okay, is the same as 12 ounces of regular beer, 8 to 9 ounces of malt liquor, which has more alcohol than beer, 5 ounces of wine, 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits like vodka and whiskey. Many, many people are going to alcohol and are endeavoring to alcohol without thinking that alcohol can be bad. Sure, I've seen it ruin marriages, ruin somebody's business, someone who is very successful in business, but due to alcohol, they get to lose their dream. They get to drag themselves down simply because they can't control the rate and which they consume alcohol. So, simply what we are trying to say is that maybe it can be good, of which is not, to take alcohol. But if you can't control yourself, then no need to take alcohol at all. There are those people who you find that in any given day, they take up to, like, is used to taking a little liquor. And then there are also those who use, maybe they use the Bible to justify themselves, or maybe take a little wine for the sake of your stomach, or blah, 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 and all that. But are you able to control yourself? Are you able to come up with a strategy, or now you're going to use that specific alcohol, that your favorite alcohol? The other thing is prescription and over the counter medicine. That's what we call OTC. This can be just as dangerous and addictive as illegal drugs. You can abuse medicine if so. Prescription and over the counter is that you find that you you're feeling an headache, or you have a cold, you have you sneezing, you this and this, and then you assume, okay, I think what I'm feeling like I have malaria, and you go to a chemistry, purchase a drug for malaria. Remember, no doctors prescribed you that. You're just assuming, you're just associating a certain symptom of a given disease to a certain drug. So that can be termed as a drug abuse. Why? Let's assume you have a common cold, or you're sneezing, and then you assume maybe you have malaria, and instead of your body, you're not having malaria, you're having, let's say, something like typhoid, and you take malaria medicine. What happens? So you find that you have abused a given drug, you have used a given drug which is so good to the wrong disease. That's drug abuse. For example, you can take medicine prescribed for someone else. Maybe your friend has gone to an hospital, alikuwa na malaria, amepewa dawa zake za malaria, and then you come, you say you feeling the same way alikuwa na feel. You take, alikuwa ameambiwa take 2 tablets a day, you take hizo medicines to cover for you before maybe you go and purchase yours. Taking extra doses or use a drug other than the way it is supposed to be taken. For example, a doctor has prescribed you to take 2 tablets a day. You come and say, oh, I think I'm feeling so bad. Instead of taking 2, let me take 3 or 4. Taking the drug for non-medical reasons. Types of prescription drugs that are most often abused, they can include pain relievers, medicine used to treat attention deficit, hyperactivity disorders, anxiety and sleeping, medicines, Peritones. The most commonly abused OTC drugs are cough and cold medicine that have dextromethorphan, which in high doses can make you feel drunk or intoxicated. So it's not good to go for prescription over the counter. All prescription from yourself. That's bad. Heroin. This illegal drug is the natural version of man-made prescription of pure narcotics. Heroin gives you a rush of good feeling at first, but when it wears off, everything slows down. You will move and think more slowly, and you may have chills, nausea, nervousness. You may feel a strong need to take more heroin to feel better. So what we say is that most of these drugs, maybe the time you take them, they can make you go high, they can make you faster, simply because they are strong and they can make your body and blood operate in a normal way. This takes a shorter time. What about the other moments when that drug gets off or wears out? Everything. Remember, it's just like a machine. If at all you are faster this moment, then it means that if your rate was 40, then you go for a rate of 50. Trust you me, there is a moment you'll go with a rate of 30 to compensate for the 10 which was higher in a given time. Or it can go up to 20 simply because you abused, it wasn't you. The other drug is cocaine. This drug speeds up your whole body. When you use cocaine, you may talk, move, or think very fast. You may feel happy and full of energy, but your mood may then shift to anger. You may feel like someone is out to get you. It can cause you to do things that don't make sense. Using cocaine for a long time will lead to strong cravings for the drug. That's addiction. Marijuana. A growing number of states have legalized medical uses of marijuana. A handful of states also allow recreational pot, but in most states it's still illegal. For example, in Kenya, it's illegal. Uh, Marijuana can make you feel silly and laugh for no reason. Or you may feel sleepy and forget things that just happened. Driving while high on pot is just as dangerous as drunk driving, and heavy marijuana use can leave some people burned out and not think or care about much. Cigarettes and other tobacco products, you may not think of this as a drug, but tobacco has a chemical called nicotine that gives you a little rush of pleasure and energy. The effect can wear off fast and leave you wanting more. You can abuse and get addicted to the nicotine in cigarettes, just like any other drug. So, cigarettes, okay, if we go deeper, we can get that cigarettes can cause lung cancer and many other types of cancers and such. So, there are signs of substance use problems. So, when we first start taking on, when first you start taking on a substance, you may think you can control how much you use, but over time you may need more of the drug to get the same feeling or effect. For some people, that can lead beyond abuse to addiction. Signals that you may have a problem with substance abuse include if you, one, lack interest in things you used to love, changing of your friends a lot, find that you used to be a friend with these and these, but because they cannot accommodate you with the fact that you just need those friends who you can help each other on substance use. Mmekuwa mkitumia marijuana, unataka hiyo rende ya marijuana. You stop taking care of yourself. Napata like kawa we ni alcoholic, you can sleep anywhere. You don't care for yourself. Spending more time alone than you used to. You find that friends are not making sense. You just need to be alone. You just need to be just you. Eating more or less than normal. Napata like previously huko unakula, sahi unakula sana. Ama previously you used to eat a lot, siku hizi ukuli. Kuna mwingine unasikia like he or she saying that if I use a bag, I get a appetite of food. So each and every time he wants to eat, he must take bang. Sleep at odd hours. Apata like we used to sleep at 8, at 9, at 10. Squeeze you may change, you sleeping at 3 a.m. Having problems at work, all with family. Find that at work, umepewa suspension simply because you were late, simply because you can't stay at the job place without a bottle of beer. You can't do any constructive thing without a drug. Switching quickly from feeling good and bad, you find that this minute you are happy, the next minute you are very angry. Moods towards people change. Craving or strongly desire to use the substance, but like in most cases, you just need to use this. Even if you're at the workplace, you feel like I need a beer, I need a cup of beer, I need marijuana, I need heroin, I need to this and this. Substance abuse affects every part of your life. It can hurt you and the people around you. It can ruin your relationship seriously and your financial health. Abusing drug can also lead to addiction and cause serious health problems and even death. If you are a loved one struggling with substance abuse, then you need to change, or you need a way out. It's not taking you the right way. It's not. So you find that many people like, that's why I said that there are facts you should know about drug use disorder. Why? Because that's a disorder. You're addicted to alcohol, that's a disorder. Drug abuse and addiction, now both grouped as a substance or drug use disorder, is a condition characterized by a self-destructive pattern of using a substance that leads to this significant problem and distress, which may include tolerance or to or withdrawal from the substance. Dual diagnosis refers to the presence of both a drug use issue in addition to a serious mental health condition in any individual. People can abuse virtually, and substance whose ingestion can result in euphoric, that's the high feeling. So you find that it's hard. Many people are struggling. A lot are struggling. In Ireland, like household cleaners are some of the most commonly abused substances. While the specific physical and psychological effects of drug use disorder tend to vary based on the particular substance involved, the general effects of a substance use disorder involving any drug can be devastating. Although drug use disorder have no single cause, there are a number of biological, psychological, and social risk factors that can predispose a person to developing a chemical use disorder. Symptoms of a drug problem include recurrent drug use that result in legal problems, occur in potentially dangerous situations, interfere with important obligations, result in social or relational problems, uh, tolerance, withdrawal symptoms, using a lot of the drug all for a long period of time, persistent desire to use the drug, unsuccessful effort to stop using the drug, neglecting other aspects of life because of their drug use, and spending inordinate amount of time and energy getting or using or recovering from the effect of the drug. While the specific effects of a drug on the brain can somewhat vary depending on the drug that is being used, virtually every substance that is abused has an effect on the executive functioning areas of the brain. Drugs particularly affect the brain's ability to inhibit actions that the person would otherwise delay or prevent. Since there is no single test that can definitely diagnose someone with a chemical use disorder, healthcare professionals assess these disorders by gathering comprehensive medical, family, and mental health information, as well as securing a physical examination um, and lab tests to assess the sufferer's medical state. So what we can say is that if you're experiencing an issue or any any challenge in drug, then it is not too late, neither is it too early. With the help of doctors, with the help of professionals, you can get yourself out of the situation. It may seem hard, but trust you me, it will be better and best as compared to the challenges which are faced or which you will face when you are an addict. So generally what we I usually say to people is that it's good if someone can get to be in a position that they are not they're in a position that they are not affected by drugs. This can be very, very best and very good. Just imagine of a society where we are talking of zero, we are talking of zero druggards, we are talking of zero marijuana use. Just think of that. It can be very best, very good, and encouraging. Find that someone has a family, very good family, but because they cannot do with this, then nothing can happen to that.